Okay, whatever the. I'm panning across right now.
We're going to have the national anthem. You will stand and remove your caps and look to the right field and give all respect.
Both YouTube and my community looks good.
Mound, and we needed to know how to get that mound moved. And Sherry Lee was really instrumental in coaching us on how to get that done. So Sherry Lee, thank you.
Give a big round of applause for Sherry Lee. Thank you, Blue Wave supporters.
Welcome to Holly Springs, North Carolina. We're at Ting Park for round 2 of the doubleheader here today. The Wake FC WPSL squad took the win over the Lake Norman Eclipse with a final count of 3-0. Now it'll be the USL 2 squad out there for the second game as they host Tobacco Road FC. Just about set to get underway. Wake in all blue. They'll be attacking the goal to our right here in the first half, and attacking the goal to the left in all white is Tobacco Road FC. Tobacco Road will start with possession, and we're underway.
Today's match features Wake FC up against Tobacco Road. Wake FC would like to thank the following sponsors: Chick-fil-A, Walgreens Real Estate Group, Blue Diamond Transportation, Sue Payne from Superdroid Robots. The code of conduct on behalf of Wake FC and the USL League 2, we are committed to creating a safe, comfortable, and enjoyable soccer experience for all guests in and around our stadiums. Please be mindful of the following. Fans are encouraged to cheer, sing, and otherwise support their team while remaining respectful and courteous to their fellow patrons, referees, opposing fans, and players. Fans should enjoy their soccer experience free from fighting, throwing objects, attempts to enter the playing field, political or inciting message, and disorderly behavior.
Just about a minute in here in Holly Springs. We'll kind of look at a preview of these two teams as we get into the first half. Both of these teams near the bottom of the South Atlantic Division standings and looking to move up. It was a great start for the inaugural season of Wake FC. They actually started the year off with a 2-0-2 record in their first 4 games, but in their last 5, they are just 1-4. That includes a 3-game losing streak in that stretch, sitting 3-4-2 with 11 points in the division standings right now. On the other side, Tobacco Road has struggled all year, just 2-6-1, 7 points, and they're 4 back, of course, of Wake FC. They are at the bottom of the standings right now, and they are currently riding a 4-game losing streak, trying to stop that here tonight. This might be the team to do it against for Tobacco Road. These two teams did meet once before at the end of May, and as we get a hobbled defender for Wake FC on the blocked shot, we'll have to get back to that as the balls move forward quickly. It's Mark Fruger. Fruger. Little scissor move, rolls it through the middle, and it's cleared out of play by Matthew Cutler of Tobacco Road. But there's still a hobbled defender for Wake FC. That appears to be Matthew Constant, the North Carolina Tar Heel, who blocked that shot just a moment ago. A line drive corner in from Yannick Schott is headed over the top of the net, and it will be a goal kick for Tobacco Road. But as I was saying, these two teams did meet once before. That was a home game for Tobacco Road, and they controlled it pretty well. A 4-1 victory over Wake FC in that contest. Tobacco Road in control. On the near sideline, rolled to the middle for Antonio Lopez. Lopez pushes it forward. He finds Evan Pavon to the outside, into the middle, and cleared out of danger. Now Wake looking to counter. Near side to Frunger, and he can't save it in play. It'll be a Tobacco Road throw. Just over 3 minutes into this one. Still testing the waters on both sides, but both teams with a couple of chances now. And we'll take a look now at the South Atlantic Division standings as they sit coming into this game. NCFC up at the top after 10 games, 5-5, with 15 points leading the way. 2 teams just a point behind them. Tri-Cities Otters are 4-1-2, and the NC Fusion are 4-2-2. They're followed with 13 points by Lionsbridge FC at 4-4-1. Virginia Beach United 4-4 has 12 points, and then of course Wake FC just 1 point back of that with 11. And Tobacco Road sitting at the bottom with 7. So this is an important win to get for Wake FC. At home, you really would like to beat the team that's at the bottom of the division right now, trying to move up towards the top to secure a postseason bid. And they're only 4 points back of NCFC, a team that they have beaten a couple of times. Tobacco Road in control. Javier Correa moves it to the far side for William Ramirez up the far sideline, and it's snuffed out pretty well by the midfield of Wake FC. Into the middle, Yannick Schott plays it through, and it's denied at the back line by Tobacco Road. Middle of the field, they battle. Pa Aliuan. Aliuan loses control, couldn't get it. And Tobacco Road takes over once again. Near side of the field, Paul Monels. He was trouble the last time these two teams met, had a pair of goals. And he'll roll one in softly on Sean Caulfield, who scoops it up and slows things down. Now we do have a player down on the field, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that is, and it is Matthew Constant. He was the one who was a little bit gimpy coming up after that blocked shot in the first minute or so, and he is not happy. And I would imagine that means this will be the end of the night for Matthew Constant. Now you see there some good news, at least, that Constant able to get up under his own power and walk off. It'll be interesting to see if he returns at any point. But for now, he'll have to head off the field, and let's see if there will be a replacement. Sometimes, because the trainer came out, he is required to come off the field. But that doesn't necessarily mean he'll be replaced. Now, there is a Wake FC player waiting to come in. I've got the binoculars out trying to see who it is. It looks like it's going to be Kyle Adams. And it will be Adams, so he's going to come in place of Constant, and they'll shift some things around at the defense. Hassan Pinto has moved to a center back position where Constant was. Now on the near side, Braden Teller will play the right back position. And it looks like Adams will I believe Adams will come in. He's waiting at the half line. Maybe they won't bring him in. Play still paused right now. It looks like we'll resume, and there is. And it looks like there's just 9 on the field, so I believe they're going to try and get Constant back in. Pinto will lift one forward, furthered by Schott. And it'll be rolled out of play, nothing else to do with it for the defender, Antonio Lopez. Throw in for Fronger, finds Schott, splits the D, but they take the ball away. And Tobacco Road turns it back upfield to counter. Paul Manels slides it to the far side of the field. In transition, they'll slow it up. Joaquin Del Rosario has it stolen away. Far side of the field, it's Colin Daughtry, the midi, who loses possession and actually knocks it out of play, and it's going to be a Tobacco Road throw. Into the 10th minute, still looking for our first tally of the game between Wake FC and Tobacco Road FC. into the middle. Space for Alcaria as he weaves through, but eventually loses control. Back out towards the top of the 18. To the near side now for Manels. Manels cuts in. He's got a lane. Curls it around the defense, but can't hook it on goal. That shot misses wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Caulfield. This is an interesting dynamic to this game. You look at a team in Tobacco Road who has won just 2 of their 9 contests and have lost 4 straight. It's interesting to see the confidence. Now, they did, as we mentioned, beat Wake FC 4-1 earlier this year. But there's a lot of confidence for this team that has not had a great season and is in a bit of a slump right now. A fight for the goal kick. A little too much contact from Wake FC. Tobacco Road restarts it quickly. Running down the near side, Masuka. Wilson Masuka plays it across, and it's popped up and out. On the far side, Del Rosario drops it back, running into one, and it is airmailed over the goal. And that one looked more like a field goal attempt. So Caulfield with the free kick coming after Matthew Cutler went way over top. And a short goal kick restarts things. Caulfield gets it back. Now he's going to play it long. And they'll fight for it. One by the white jerseys. Tobacco Road in control. It's Manels. Manels tracked down from behind. Loses control. Wake takes over. Lamtuku centers one, and it's stolen away. He was looking for Paluan. And now Tobacco Road in control once again. To the near side back, Masuka. Played along the sideline for Manels. And then dropped back to reset. Vincent Gallardo finds his keeper, Zach Scott. And it'll be moved along. Well, the sun's starting to poke through here in Holly Springs. It was overcast for pretty much the whole game of the women's contest earlier this afternoon. But as it sets, it's dropping below the clouds, which have broken up. And it is a beautiful evening to play soccer, as it was a great afternoon for a soccer match as well. We had great temperature, the humidity not too high. Couldn't ask for too much more. Slide tackle in the middle of the field takes down a Wake FC player. No whistle will play on. And Tobacco Road in control. On that one was a little bit puzzling. That seemed like, at least from my vantage point, a pretty blatant foul. And they play on. Tobacco Road still in control. Antonio Lopez. Into the middle of the field. Javier Alcaria. Alcaria goes to the near side for Masuka. He'll lift one in. And leaping high, Colin Daughtry flicks that one out to the corner. Tracked down by Caulfield to avoid the corner. And a heady play by the keeper to clear it out. He gets lucky as he actually ends up hitting a Tobacco Road player with it. Couldn't be controlled in time to take a shot at that empty net. So a smart play, but that clearance a little bit ill-advised from the keeper. Tobacco Road possessing the majority of the time here in the first almost 15 minutes now. And they're on the attack again. Devin Pavon plays it through the middle, cleared out by the defense of Wake FC. They're right back at it, though, again. Tobacco Road's Alcaria to the near side for Masuka. Played it through, miscommunication. That one's going to roll out for a goal kick. And Wake can take a quick breath. We've got a substitution coming in for the blue jerseys. It'll be Kyle Adams coming in. And now I believe Wake FC back up to full strength. I think they wanted to try and get Compton in, and now they've decided they can't. So Kyle Adams comes in on the defensive side. Caulfield restarts with the goal kick. Boots it out to half. Flicked onward by Aluan. Misplayed by the back line of Tobacco Road. But they're able to avoid danger. Francis Ado was on the chase, though, for Wake FC. Daughtry shields the ball down and away from Del Rosario, who promptly pokes it out of bounds for a Wake throw. Into the 16th minute, still 0-0. Both teams have had a couple of opportunities in close, and no one's been able to finish yet. Son Pinto on the back line for Wake. Rolled to the near sideline, Braden Teller. Looks across, nothing there. Play it down for Mark Fronger. Overlapping run, back to Teller. Plays it into the middle, and it's cleared out of danger. Tobacco Road with a chance to counter. It's Javier Correa out to the far side. Wake does a pretty good job there getting back, and they're going to be able to outnumber Tobacco Road. But still plenty of space. Back pass stolen away. And Wake FC takes control. A lot of contact in the middle of the field. And a nice job to shut it off. It was Nehemi Lamtuku who had to deal with a pretty good hassling there from Antonio Lopez. Wake still in control. Far sideline, Daughtry. He's got some space to move, but he couldn't hold it in play. And Tobacco Road gets a throw. Tobacco Road will reset. Back to the defense. Move to the near side for Masuka. Up to Paul Manels. Back to Masuka. And they're going to test the other side of the field now. Masuka again on the near side. Wake doing a good job staying structured defensively, and we get a foul as Braden Teller takes down Tobacco Road's Devin Pavon. We'll get a look at it here on the replay. He did a pretty good job of getting body position, did Pavon. And Teller just kind of flipped him over. Made it an easy call for the official. They'll play it backwards. Long shot coming. That's airmailed into the scoreboard by William Ramirez. That's the second time that a Tobacco Road player has just gone way over top of the net. Another short goal kick, and Tobacco Road is quickly going to advance on Caulfield and force him to clear it out. Daughtry, a nice job through some pressure, trapping that down, finds Shad. Long touch is stolen away. Tobacco Road's Masuka with it. Wilson Masuka drops it back to his teammate on the defense, and Andy Lopez. Or pardon me, Gallardo. Gallardo moved forward for Del Rosario. Still Tobacco Road in control. Poke through the middle, little give and go, works out nicely for Matthew Cutler, but his run ends as Wake FC steals it away. Pa'aluan. Pressured. Loose ball picked up by Shad. Moved to the near side, Braden Teller. Gets it from Pinto. Dropped all the way back for Caulfield, who's just going to clear this one out and try to alleviate that pressure a little bit. Masuka back in control for Tobacco Road. Finds Gallardo on the back line. Things will slow back down just a bit. Gallardo over for Wilson Masuka. Back to Vincent Gallardo. Into the 20th minute here in Holly Springs. Very important game for Wake FC. Just 4 points back of the leading NCFC in the South Atlantic Division. A total of 5 games left in the season, so time to make it up. But you've got to get the points against the team that's below you in the standings like Tobacco Road. And a win tonight, at least until we get the result of NCFC, would pull Wake FC within one and tie them with Tri-Cities and the NC Fusion. Tobacco Road really just moving the ball laterally, haven't moved it vertically much. And now some pressure applied by Wake will force their hand. Near sideline, number 6, Antonio Lopez in control. Rolled to Pavon, played over the top, handled nicely on the back line. Wake FC's Cyrus Rad is able to save that one. And it looks like we've got a throw-in coming here for Tobacco Road after that clearance. Tossed into the middle for Al Korea, and he'll drop it all the way back. Gallardo for Masuka again. Back for Gallardo again, and he'll roll it all the way back to Zach Scott. Well, Tobacco Road being very, very patient right now. Long ball, trying to get over the top, and again, Rad there to get ahead on it for Wake FC defensively, and it's cleared out. And all the way back to the defense of Tobacco Road. Gallardo again. Well, this game has really slowed down in pace. There have been some high-energy moments and some fast-paced situations, but it's not lasted more than a couple of minutes. These two teams have really been methodical in their defense and in the way they're approaching the attack. Middle of the field, still Tobacco Road in control. Devin Pavon launches one over the top again. That's the second time that one has gone off the scoreboard. The third time that Tobacco Road has just airmailed a shot. And as I look through the USL 2 schedule, particularly for the South Atlantic Division, there are actually no games scheduled for North Carolina FC until Friday, almost a week from today, against Tri-Cities. So Wake FC would pull within just 1 point in the standings of the leading North Carolina FC. So it would be a huge win if they could get it. Some pressure applied. Zach Scott, the keeper for Tobacco Road, just going to have to boot it away and out of danger. And now a counterattack on to the near sideline. Paul Manels. Rolled forward for Masuka, played through the middle, and they score. Off the head.
Road FC.
And into the back of the net. That was a beautiful service from Masuka. We'll get another look at it. And it was Colby Agu who got the head on it and put it home. Not much Caulfield could do there. Served in nicely, and it's 1-0 Tobacco Road. Oh, I didn't know we had another one. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're going to have that one. I think we're going to have okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm the classic director.
Number 2, Color Agu had the score there.
Yeah, and actually was the associate head coach with these guys with Tobacco Road for a few years. Okay. And last year just helped out a little bit, and then now that Wake has a team, obviously I'm all in with Wake. Awesome. I know the league a little bit from that, but I'm not super familiar with the players. Just so you know.
Oh, that's fine.
It's the first game.
Yeah, if you want to throw that headset on, we'll bring you in. Wake FC trying to answer. Now we've got a block shot that's going to result in a corner. And that will give us an opportunity to introduce another guest into the broadcast tonight, Caleb Norkus, who is the classic director for Wake FC, joining us. Caleb,
how you doing?
Great to have you.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me. It's great to see them play. It's a good night out here, huh?
Oh, beautiful weather. Great day for some soccer. And we'll get into a little bit more about what you do here with Wake FC and the organization after this corner. 1-0, Tobacco Road.
Good opportunity to get one back here.
And they're going to crowd the middle. Here's the service from Shad, and it's headed back out. Tobacco Road trying to move quickly. They've got numbers if they move it fast enough. The long ball up, and wow. No foul called on that one as it came flying through. But it will be a throw-in for Tobacco Road, and they'll reset. But we'll talk to you a little more now, Caleb, as things settle in again here. But as the classic director, what's your role with Wake FC?
Oh, just working hard with the staff, you know, all kinds of moving parts. We just keep it going year round, you know, for our top tier kids and for all the kids. We got programs running right now during the summertime. Just got out of tryouts. And you know, starting to prepare for the fall season again with all our classic teams, all our challenge and select teams as well. But just get to coach a few teams myself too, and keep it going and having fun. I got out and worked with these guys with the staff here a couple times this week. It's been good to get around the guys, get around that level again.
That's awesome, and I remember, you know, growing up, I played at the challenge and the classic level when I was playing soccer as well. But for some of our fans who don't know those levels and have mainly seen the USL 2 level, what's the big differences and how do you kind of progress through that system?
I think it just happens naturally. You know, you can start off, you know, playing rec in your local league, and then you can try out for challenge and select and then classic. And obviously, I think as a player, you want to play at the highest levels possible, and I think that's why we're so excited now to have another platform for our youth players, you know, to come up and springboard and you know, play in college, play professional, you know, just have another tier to it, and it's pretty exciting.
And you yourself have a pretty strong soccer background. Can you tell everybody a little bit about your experience? I mean, even we were talking a little bit before, your experience with the teams here.
Sure. Yeah. This is obviously our first year with the league, with the women and the men's. We're really excited about that. I got to work with Tobacco Road for the last few seasons and was really happy to be a part of that and just stay involved in the game at the highest levels possible. You know, it's just excited for the area too that we have, you know, more high level soccer, you know, this year, and it gives an opportunity for these players, you know, to showcase their talent and keep it going year round. And it's good competition for the few clubs that have a team at this level, and mainly it's just a great opportunity for our players, you know, just to prepare for their college seasons and, you know, hopefully some of them for their professional season.
And we talked in the WPSL game with the president of Wake FC, Robert Eimers, about, you know, how young this program is and how it's developed pretty quickly over about 7 years now. What has been the fun part for you about being part of an organization that's growing the way Wake FC has?
Well, I mean, just I'd say, you know, the leadership really with David Allred, you know, just gets us going every day. You know, we're working hard. It's cool to be a part of something, you know, young and vibrant like that. It's special, but really the kids, they make it, you know, the families that we get to work with in this area. It's just really exciting. There's so much talent, and that's the real, you know, the fun part is coming to work every day. I mean, we work hard as a staff, you know, throughout the day, but getting on the field at night, you know, with the kids and that energy and, you know, just really harping on developing them and, you know, as individuals, as teams, and trying to strive to do new things and accomplish new goals and to get them excited to do that on their own. It's it's all fun. You know, it's what we
Oh, yeah.
live for now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one of the other things that we talked about with Robert was building, and you talked about it as well, building the character as an individual.
Yeah.
How do you try to do that as a coach, and particularly as the director of Classic here at Wake FC?
I mean, really, it's a lot of hard work, but we love what we do, and it's really just trying to be available. Available for the individual kids and for teams. At times even. So it's a privileged opportunity, I think, to get to work with people, and what we're all going through at different times and, overcoming. So it's pretty exciting, times for the club, this year out there at the State Cup with first time on the women's side, a few on the boys' side. They're at regionals right now competing. I think at least as many as any other club in the state, as far as state championships this past season. So, and that's the first, and I think the club's going to new levels on the Southeast and on the national scene with the leagues we're starting to play in, and now with the U.S. Club Soccer too coming in with the NPL and all that we're getting to do. So it's pretty exciting, and it's growing. And I just say it's a pretty special opportunity, something to be a part of. I think everyone's really proud to be here, and especially of our kids and what they're doing all the time, every day, on the weekend. I was at regionals watching the young kids today, and it's amazing what's coming.
Oh, and we get a look at some of the younger kids out there at halftime, even for our viewers.
Sure,
you got the wide shot. You see some of them. And there's some good skill out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
And you talked about kind of the expansion of the program here, and what does it mean to have a bigger level team like a USL 2 or a WPSL team? What does that mean to your part of the organization and what you're doing?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I'm just helping our players to see that they have now another platform, something to help them get to where they want to go, and then also something to strive for. Even to come out here and play in these games. I mean, it's pretty exciting. For any player to come and play in front of a crowd, just kind of like high school and college. And anytime you get to perform and get ready for games and better yourself and be a professional really in the game. It's something to strive for, that level. And then, for our young players that are getting opportunities now, I'm really excited for those guys and those girls. It's great to see them out there. I think that's really inspiring to me as a coach, and I know that it's inspiring for our kids, to see their older brothers and sisters and players that they've been watching on the weekends, and now they're getting out here, and it's important, to see that pathway. And this year we had at least 8 Division I signings from our club. I think that's pretty exciting. It's something we haven't really promoted a lot, but just that I think this is all helpful. To get players where they want to go. And it's fun to travel around and compete for these guys at a high level. And some guys are still getting to play. I got to play a little bit after getting a run in as a little bit, an older guy. It's hard to quit, and so it's for the young in this league. It's got a few veterans. That guy on the ball, maybe, right now, Javi for Tobacco Road just slipped it in. There's some of my girls here. They don't lack for personality.
No, but that's what makes it fun.
Oh, sure.
And you talked about the Division I signings out of the program this year. What does that mean to you personally, knowing that you helped in that?
Oh, it's just, I mean, we work so hard, behind the scenes. So it's great, the kids are on the field, and off the field they're working so hard, to reach their goals, and it's just exciting. It's exciting to see the staff grow, the kids to grow, what they're doing now compared to what they were doing a few years ago. The way that we're playing, but also, what they're accomplishing on their own as individuals and as teams too. Some of the trophies we're bringing home and things like that. But that's really what it's all about, is changing lives, giving an opportunity for some of these players to continue on and now get an education as they play. It helps that transition more and more as they wind down into the real world, or they get to continue to play after that, or, stay involved in the game. It's the beautiful game,
Oh, yeah. We've got Caleb Norkus, the classic director for Wake FC, with us on the broadcast right now. Very glad that you've been able to join us, and you've been able to sit and watch most of this game. What are you seeing out of these two teams right now?
It's good. I mean, they're both trying to play. They both have had some spurts and opportunities. I think they capitalized Tobacco Road on a really good opportunity, and credit to that young man. I was just talking with his father, and credit to the timing and the class he's had to come back from an injury recently and score a really good goal in a good moment. That's what it's about as individual players. When you get back out there, as you get your chance, you got to take advantage, and then you continue to get opportunities after that. I think it's going to be a good game, and hopefully a long game, because we don't want it to stay like it is right now. So we had an injury early, unfortunately, to the center back in the first 10 minutes, and that kind of put a little hitch in the game plan. But I know that we'll continue to adjust as the game goes on.
At least it seems to me, watching this team, particularly as they've gotten more familiar with each other, everything really is centered around building everything from the back. If it doesn't work, it comes back and then moves around. So that makes, I think, a big difference when you lose somebody back there who's going to help move that ball around.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's great, like we were talking about before with the youth. It's great for them to come out here and see that, because that's what we're trying to teach them, is to play and build the attack from the back and have some creativity up top, and be dangerous, but try to keep it under control and keep the ball and even rest on the ball, like a lot of our favorite team, Barcelona. I mean, but I think Tobacco Road's doing a good job. They've got a lot of high quality players too. So we'll hopefully make it more and more of a dogfight here, and then possess it at the right times and take advantage of opportunities up top.
Yeah, and it certainly seemed like Wake's content here to let them hold it at the back a little bit right now. And like you said, plenty of time, so you can afford to do that a little bit. But at some point, I'd imagine we'll see the intensity crank up in the blue jerseys.
Sure. Yeah, we got to. I think, it's been hot in the first half. I mean, that's never something to overlook. Even as older, experienced veteran players, it always plays a toll when it's really hot in the summertime. You're playing these games in the sunlight. So it's going down now. I think everyone's going to get a second wind here and be ready and fresh for the second half. And I'm hoping Blue will really put it on here, and make it interesting. So it only takes one,
Oh, yeah. And one thing you do have to be a little bit concerned about, and what I thought we saw in the WPSL game, was with all the possession that Wake FC had in that game, they wore down the Eclipse. And if that starts to happen, you start to open up a few more gaps. And so at some point, they've got to step up here and possess a little more. So you get a nice shot in on Caulfield, and he has been an anchor for this team this year. I don't know how much you've been able to catch him. We've seen him stop 2 penalty kicks this year already, and he's made some huge saves on some big moments.
Yeah, he's like a veteran out there in training too. He's got a strong character, good personality, and he's been a real highlight. It's been good to watch him here lately. So you don't want to rely on him too much, but it's been good to have. Hopefully we get this left forward involved a little bit for us. He's looking hungry over there. If we can just get him some service.
And that's always a dangerous play if you can catch a team off balance and switch the field over the top and create that space. But right now it looks like the middle of the field has just been so stopped up that there's not really much that can be done in there.
Yeah, they've got a good veteran midfield. I think they've got us a little bit there. And they continue to do this, which always makes it interesting. You have to stay on your toes in the back. These guys in the midfield had their heads up.
And there's a lot of speed out there as well, and that's dangerous when those balls are coming in over the top. Held by El Correa, back to the back line for Gallardo. And worked across. We're starting to see a little bit more pressure there. Daughtry steps up. And now it'll be stopped up by Kyle Adams. And Adams is the one who came in for Matthew Constant after he went out on the block shot early. And it's a tough position to be in to have to come in kind of out of the blue when you're not expecting to be needed that early.
Yeah, he's a strong player too. You hate to lose him, and especially hope he's okay. Maybe like an MCL or so when he tackled the inside of his knee there. It's unfortunate, but
it's interesting too because Constant's pretty tall. He's in there to win balls out of the air, and interestingly enough, Tobacco Road's goal comes out of the air.
Yeah. Here we go.
And here's a chance. Quickly forward, Mark Fronger in close, denied by Scott. And there wasn't much of an angle. Scott cut it off pretty well, but a good attempt and now a corner kick.
It's good. Like you said, every moment, every opportunity gives a little momentum to the next, so maybe we can build on it.
Let's hear it for Wake FC.
And it looks like on this corner they're going to spread out a little bit more. Wake was a little bit more bunched up on that last corner. Shad ready to serve it in, curled in, and headed out. Gallardo got to it. A long attempt over the top from Braden Teller.
If he'd have scored it, you wouldn't say anything, but then since he didn't, you'd say, maybe you could keep going a little bit more, try to draw the keeper out and slip it in far post or to his teammate that was making the run there.
Yeah, and that's always tough. That's a quick decision that has to be made in a split second. And I'm never opposed to a shot. A shot at goal is always a good decision.
A lot of things can happen if you keep it on frame, follow it up.
Exactly. Tobacco Road trying to get the give and go, working down the near sideline. Can't connect. It'll be a throw in for Wake FC. Down under 4 minutes left in the first half. We'll have a little bit of stoppage time, I'm sure, as well. But a 1-0 lead for Tobacco Road right now. Now, it does seem like the field's tilting a little bit, and Wake has controlled it a little more. They've had better opportunities as the long ball's going to be outside. But they do seem to have a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm glad he's looking for that. It's good. Hopefully signs of things to come here.
Tobacco Road gets it restarted. Alcuria looks things over and decides to switch fields. Now Ramirez. Lights are now on here at Ting Park. I thought we might need them a little earlier with the cloud cover, but it broke for a while, and a nice sunset behind us here.
Sure is pretty out here.
Yeah, and this is one of it, especially late June, to have this kind of weather for a soccer game is fantastic.
Here's where we got to go together. He's done well to initiate pressure. Why not? Like you said, you got to up the tempo a little bit.
Well, and he disrupted a nice job. Daughtry has been playing on that outside midfield position on the far side of the field, so he was a little bit out of position, but they covered for him well, and he did a nice job getting back after the opportunity to pressure kind of went away. Through the middle, be played over the top by Lopez, too far, all the way in on Caulfield. And I like the way that Wake is moving the ball right now, and in particular out of the back with Caulfield. There's not a lot of long balls. No punting. It's mostly rolling it out, short goal kicks to maintain possession. I think that's a smart way to play it right now.
You just never know. They keep looking.
And then you try to catch him by surprise there, and Ado is just shielded out nicely. High hop off the punt. And it'll be controlled at the back by Braden Teller.
Good switch.
Long ball through, looking for a Fronger too long. That was pretty well timed run. He was close. I'm not sure if he was off or not. The flag didn't come up.
I think he did well with that. Sometimes you want the ball just, even if it's to the side away from the keepers. Maybe not as dangerous of a ball, but he can get on the end of it, and then he can cut in and do what he wants with it.
Into the 45th minute here. Just about done with half number 1. It was Colby Agu with the header. That is the difference maker right now. Tobacco Road leading Wake FC 1-0. Caulfield clears everybody out, and he'll boot one away. Off the head of Shad. Moved forward. Daughtry now in control. To the outside. Beats the defender, but has it knocked away. And there is just 1 minute of stoppage time announced for the end of this first half. Throw in for Wake FC. They'll play it short. Daughtry dropped back. Through to the middle, trapped down. He couldn't find Teller. Teller had a great chance there if the ball was in the right spot. Now he's in control. The cross is blocked out of play. A corner coming as Wilson Mashuka was on the defense there.
It's a good time for a goal.
And this is the corner that the women's team took from at the end of the first half and ended up scoring.
You can see it here. It's been building, hasn't it?
We're about half a minute into stoppage time. Into the middle, bounced through and deflected out of play. That did go off the head of William Ramirez for Tobacco Road. So one last chance on the corner for Yannick Schad and Wake FC. Schad has it set up and ready to go. Played in to the back post. It slips through and out of bounds. That'll likely finish up the half here with just 1 minute of stoppage time. 2 good chances, though, for Wake there.
Couple through balls, well timed. I like that they're looking for that. They keep that up the second half, they should do well.
You got another look at that first chance on the replay. That was defended away by Ramirez. Zach Scott taking his time on this goal kick, I think to ensure that stoppage time is up. And now he'll boot it away. And it's flicked onward. And as it gets stalled out near half, that will finish up half number 1. A 1-0 lead for Tobacco Road FC. Just to wrap it up, one of the last things we asked Robert in the first game was about where he sees this program going, especially with the addition of the USL2 and the WPSL team. But what is your vision moving forward for this team?
I just think the players will continue to benefit and land in higher levels. I think that's my vision, is not to sell these guys short in their goals, you know, and girls, you know, with the leagues that are above them right now and all around the world. You know, as a young player, you got to have dreams, goals, aspirations, and I think it's just crucial that they work hard. That we'll be training them hard on the field here, right behind us, and that's kind of what I foresee right now, is just that they'll start landing in higher level teams, and exciting you know, things to come.
All right, well, Caleb, thank you so much for joining us here in the first half. It was a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you so much, Chris. My pleasure.
Absolutely. That was Caleb Norkus, the classic director for Wake FC. We're at halftime now here in Holly Springs, a 1-0 lead for Tobacco Road. Thank you. That was awesome. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the game. That was great. Welcome back to Holly Springs, North Carolina. Chris Lehman with you at Ting Park, home of Wake FC. They are trailing after 45 minutes of play against Tobacco Road FC, a 1-0 deficit. It was Colby Agu on the finishing end of a cross from Wilson Masuka that made it 1-0 around the 30th minute of this ball game, and it'll be a very interesting second half. Wake finally started to turn the tables in the final about 10 minutes of the first and got some good scoring chances, including 2 corner kicks in stoppage time, and they will start with the ball here in the second half. In all blue, Wake FC attacking the goal to our left. In all white, Tobacco Road FC attacking the goal to the right. And we're back underway. Drop back for Nehemi Lamtuku. Over to the far sideline for Braden Teller. Rolled forward, fought for by Pa Aluan. And Wake putting the pressure on. Aluan comes with the steal. Has it poked away immediately. And Tobacco Road looking to counter. This is a frantic pace to start the second half. As I look to the back line for Wake FC. Matthew Constant still not out there, so no doubt at this point that he will not be returning, although there was little going into the half that he would anyhow. Played long from the back line of Tobacco Road. Some Pinto there to head it away. Wake still in control. Teller plays it over the top. He's looking for Edo. Edo chasing it down, but it's cleared away to the near sideline by the defense of Tobacco Road. Middle of the field, Lopez. Rolled to the far sideline for Masuka. Furthered to the middle for Pavon. And the defense of Wake FC, including Kyle Adams, there to clear it out. And once again on the long ball, intended for Ado, he's offside. And it'll be a free kick here.
You wouldn't happen to know where first aid is, would you? Yeah.
Vincent Gaillard will set it up. But a much different start to the second half than we saw for the majority of the first. Wake back on their heels a bit, forced to defend most of the first half, and then turn things around at the end. But now a chance here for Tobacco Road. Crossed in and booted over the top. It'll be a goal kick as we get another look at it.
It would just be so much better for everybody.
Down the near sideline, it was Matthew Cutler. Played a nice low ball in, and it was well defended by Pinto that led to the miss hit. Pinto with it now for Wake FC as they play it short on the goal kick. To Teller, he'll knock it off a Tobacco Road player and out of bounds for a throw-in. Up to Ado, backs off his man. Spins out of the pressure, runs it forward. A chance coming here for Wake FC. Crossed in and cleared away. Matthew Cutler was back. And a throw-in coming for Wake FC after that clearance. Tossed into the corner. Cleared out by Tobacco Road, not far. Teller there to contain. Moved in, crossed over, and it was out of the range of the intended target. That was Pa Luan, who they were looking for, but he was outmanned, and that one was over his head. Tobacco Road restarts on the throw. Cleared up field. Pushed back off the head of Kyle Adams, controlled by Daughtry. And now Wake FC a chance to turn it back. Long ball played in there by Lamtuku, but straight off the head of a defender for Tobacco Road. And now they control. Chested down by Javier Alcaria. And he'll roll it back to the far sideline. This is looking a little more like what we saw in the first half. Tobacco Road controlling and forcing Wake FC to defend. Up through the middle, played right back. William Ramirez over for Cutler. Cutler steps into one. Launched across the field. Teller steps up for Wake FC to clear it out. Now a burst of energy out of Masuka. To the middle, he's got Petron. And it's moved back. Now Cutler will play one in. Well, not sure what he intended to do with that one. I think it was supposed to be a cross, but he mishit over the top of the net. So a goal kick for Caulfield and Wake FC. Another short one rolled out to Pinto on the far side of the field. He's got space to move it forward. Pressure from behind from Petron. To the sideline. Wake in control. That pass forward, stolen away, and the defense of Tobacco Road controls. Gallardo rolls it back to Zach Scott, his keeper. It's moved along to the near side of the field for Ramirez. 6 minutes into this second half. Wake FC trailing Tobacco Road FC 1-0 on a header from Colby Agu back in the 30th minute. Caulfield possessing for Wake back in his own box. And he's just going to slowly move it forward until someone wants to pressure. Del Rosario takes a step toward him and he clears it out. Off the head of Schad. Over to Adams. Adams will play one across. Backing up, Ramirez heads it away. Right to his teammate in Alcaria. Softly played over the top from the near side, but pass from Lopez is to an offside teammate in Emmanuel Petron. So a free kick coming here for Wake FC. It'll be rolled back to Caulfield. Now to Pinto. And there's a little more ebb and flow here to this second half, at least early on, than we saw in the first. A little more balanced play, both teams with some chances. And the momentum has been shifting as a foul called. It was Pailuan who spun down the contender. As we'll get another look at it here. That's Paul Manels, who was swung to the ground. Pretty easy whistle for the center referee. And Tobacco Road possesses as play resumes. Matthew Cutler dropped back for Ramirez. Nifty little play as he popped it over the defender. But it's stolen away anyhow. Colin Daughtry with it. Pressured on the near sideline. Finds space and gets it out to Nahemi Lamtuku. Lamtuku pressured. He loses possession. Tobacco Road in control. It'll be deflected out on the near side by Adams. A throw-in coming for Tobacco Road. Here comes the throw. Over the head of Adams. He's going to have to backtrack. Beaten to it by Devin Pavon. Pavon to Del Rosario. And it's cleared out for Schad, who plays it over the top. Looking for Edo. He's putting pressure on with his speed, but Zach Scott gets to it first. Tobacco Road reverses the direction of play here. Into the 55th minute we go here in Holly Springs. Both teams with a few chances, but only Tobacco Road has been able to finish one. Long ball played over the top. That's going to force Caulfield out, and he'll shoulder it away. Beautiful play by Caulfield as William Ramirez went over the top, and a great jump from Emmanuel Patron to chase that one down. And Caulfield comes out, first of all, smart enough to come out and challenge it, but second of all, he's able to at least submerge those instincts to use his hands because he was out of the box. So a very smart play by Caulfield to come out, because if not, it may be 2-0 at this point, and that would have been devastating. Daughtry with it now for Wake FC. Cuts to the middle. On the ground, he finds Shad. Back to Pinto and out to the far sideline. Wake looking to build an attack. Long ball over the top, but and Vincent Gaillard there to knock it away. Gallardo finds his teammate, moved forward now for Del Rosario. Dropped back to Ramirez, and Tobacco Road resets at their back line. Attack on for Tobacco Road there for a moment. We'll have to retreat. No room to maneuver. And switch to the near side. And players pretty compressed right now. The back line for Wake FC is really pushing forward, doing so unified though, to avoid leaving a player onside in a vulnerable position, or in a threatening position, I guess I should say. Wake in control on the far side. Drop back for Pinto. Into the middle for Yannick Shah. All the way to the near sideline, they find Kyle Adams. Played forward. Daughtry. Now across, and it's headed back to the goalkeeper, Zach Scott. Well played by the defense of Tobacco Road. Get it off the head, and your keeper can still play it with his hands. So another chance goes by the wayside for Wake FC. They're generating plenty. A challenge from behind, and that's going to be an easy foul. Tobacco Road puts it down and immediately restarts. Antonio Lopez back to Gallardo. And at some point here, I would imagine in the next about 15 minutes at the latest, Wake's going to have to put a little bit more pressure on here, because, well, they've had some chances. They've done a good job of creating some opportunities, even though they haven't finished any yet. But the way that they've decided to sit back and defend and kind of pick and choose when they go, they're going to lose that option as they begin to run out of time. Again, still plenty of time to go. About 32 minutes and change left, so there's plenty of time to make up the 1-goal deficit. And now Wake, quick restart after the whistle. Down the far sideline. Nice sliding play made by Gallardo. And he's going to clear that one out of danger. Tobacco Road, a chance to counter. To the middle. All the way to the near sideline. Matthew Cutler will chase it down. He's got time and space. Steps into a cross, rolled off the foot of Patron. And as Tobacco Road loses control, that threat diminishes. Cleared out by Wake, but not very far. Tobacco Road still upping the pressure. Far side of the field, rolled to the middle. Patron cuts past one defender, fires away, and it's blocked to the defense by Wake FC. Far sideline challenge. It'll roll out of play. Last off of Tobacco Road. Braden Teller to take the throw. He'll step into it and launch one down the sideline out of bounds. Oh, it'll still be a Wake throw. It never came inbounds. And so it'll be retaken. And they'll drop Wake way back now. And it looks like it might be Schad who's taking the throw in this time. Chested down and controlled by Wake. Rolled to the near side for Daughtry, Colin Daughtry. Outside for Adams. He'll look things over. Rolled forward and dropped back for Daughtry. Moved along for Aluan. All the way back to Hassan Pinto as Wake will reset and look for another lane through. Yannick Schad. Plays it down the far sideline, chased down by Francis Edo. Edo puts on the moves. Into the middle, stumbling for it. It was number 13, Mark Fronger, but he couldn't get good contact, but he does knock it off of a Tobacco Road player. And we'll get a corner for Wake FC. Big opportunity here in the 61st minute, trying to break up the shutout. Schad ready. Delivers it in, and bodies went flying there. A couple players down, and now we'll get a whistle as the ball was moved out of danger by Tobacco Road. A foul on Tobacco Road, or on Wake FC, pardon me. Free kick for Tobacco Road. Is get a look there. Hard fall for Daughtry. Looks like he's okay, though. You see him in the right side of your screen there. He'll continue to play on. Sky is going dark as the sun finishes setting back behind us here at Ting Park. Lights doing all the work now for the players on the field. Down the far sideline, and the ball will be rolled out of play, and a corner kick coming as Wake got a piece of that on the defense. Tobacco Road looked initially like they were going to go after the short kick. And now, with Wake coming out to challenge, looks like they'll play it in. William Ramirez to take the kick. Curled in, headed away, and out of danger. Edo comes back to get the loose ball, and he'll be bumped from behind, loses possession. Tobacco Road takes it back. Lopez in control. Moved up the middle for Del Rosario. Out to the far sideline. Tobacco Road on the attack again. Right through the middle of the defense, but they can't maintain control. And it'll be a goal kick for Wake FC. That was Devin Pavon who went after that one and couldn't control it through the heart of that Wake FC defense. Caulfield plays it short once again off the goal kick, and we're seeing some adjustments. Tobacco Road is pushing up on these now, and that may be exactly what Wake wants to do, to push the formation up and spread it out to create some space to play a long one through. Cross rolled into the box and cleared right back out. But that's been a lot of what Wake has been able to do. They've only been able to get into a position to get it across. They haven't put anyone on the finishing end yet. Out to the near side for Patron. He cuts back to the middle. Takes a shot with the left. It's blocked away. And now Wake move it back upfield. Colin Daughtry looking for some help as he's outmanned. Back for Schad. To the near sideline, he finds Kyle Adams. Dropped all the way back. And some pressure put on by Patron. He's going to force Cyrus Rad to panic a bit, but he gets it back to his keeper. And Wake maintains possession. Mark Fronger. Pinto now with it. He's got plenty of space. Forward on the ground, he's got Schad. Back to Pinto again. Far sideline. Wake with a chance to make a run. Give and go with Schad. quickly racing forward. Teller has space. He's going to continue to move with it. Stopped at the top of the box. That was a blue wave coming through as he had 3 or 4 teammates with him. Just was no opportunity to thread a pass through, and was snuffed out eventually by the defense of Tobacco Road. They're in control now, into the 65th minute now. And it's been a 1-0 game for roughly 35 minutes of playing time. But the chances getting better and better for Wake FC. Far sideline controlled by Tobacco Road. Del Rosario into the middle. Pass slides through, and a chance brewing, and it's slung wide by Antonio Lopez, who couldn't get his body weight around the ball to force it back across towards goal. So another goal kick for Caulfield, and we've got a defender for Wake FC down, getting stretched out. Looks like he's cramping. I don't see a number. It's Pinto who's stretching him out. Looks like that's Nehemi Lamtuku. But he's up and back at it. So we'll resume play. Caulfield on the ground to Pinto. Long ball through the air gives Wake a chance, but it'll be tipped out by Gallardo. Another corner coming for Wake FC. We have a substitution. And it'll be Colin Daughtry coming out. And Daughtry will be replaced by Declan Brose.
Number 26, Colin Daughtry.
So Yannick Schott on the far sideline has the corner kick set up. A chance here in the 67th minute for Wake to tie it up. Into the middle, headed straight up in the air, out of the box, still controlled by Wake. Brose, fresh off the bench, rips a shot that's blocked, and now a chance to counterattack for Tobacco Road. Nicely played by Braden Teller, who was one of the 2 defenders back as that last line of defense. Wake in possession once again. Slips through the legs of Fronger, and Tobacco Road takes back over. And Wake will drop back into that tight defensive formation here. You know, Tobacco Road, at least right now, still content to run some clock out, while Wake FC leaves them to play with it at their back line. Long ball played up through the air, headed back, and it's right to the attacker in Patron, who airmails the shot. We're going to get another look at this, but I am not sure what Adams was thinking. Well, I know what he was thinking, but he just wasn't paying attention to Patron right behind him. He wanted to head it back to Caulfield. I don't think he realized how far away he was from his keeper, and he gets lucky that Patron just, I think, too surprised by the fact that he was left alone with the ball to calm himself down and take a nice shot on goal, because that was a golden opportunity to double the lead for Tobacco Road. Second life now for Wake FC. We'll see what they can do with it. Throwing on the near side, Kyle Adams. And it was actually, Cyrus Rad who put his head to that one, the center back. And again, I think he didn't realize exactly where he was on the field and who was around him on that play. Just over 20 minutes remaining, so time becoming precious for Wake FC, still down 1-0 after the first half goal from Kobe Agu. Through the middle of the field, Del Rosario. Nowhere to go. He'll drop it back. Tobacco Road still with it. Zach Scott now. And Wake has got to start pushing forward. We're halfway through the 70th minute now. And you're starting to run out of time. If they continue to play this way, they've had some pretty good opportunities. They've created some chances, but they haven't created them frequently enough to continue to play that way down 1-0. Shad flicks it forward, looking for Ado, who goes down on the challenge. He'll get up and continue to play. It looks like he's okay, but I think he took a cleat to the leg, and that could certainly hurt. Throw in for Tobacco Road. Cutler leisurely tosses it in for William Ramirez. Over to Gallardo. And now we're seeing Wake put some pressure on. It's stolen away. Rolled through the middle, and I'm not sure what Alu An was thinking there. He had a great lane to the net and decided to make the pass. I'm all for unselfishness, but down 1-0. Got to put it at the net. High punt is headed back by Adams for Wake FC to Aluayan. Adams again with the head, and it's deflected off of Tobacco Road's Del Rosario and out of bounds. Throw in for Adams. Over Del Rosario where he finds Bros along for Ado, who's tripped up. Play continues. Tobacco Road now in control again. Paul Monell's been fairly quiet tonight. He had 2 goals in the 4-1 win against Wake FC the last time these two teams met at the end of May. Well, we've talked about a very important game for Wake FC, who has a game in hand on the division-leading NCFC squad. And if they could find a way to score twice, you'd at least like to score once and salvage a point out of this contest if you're Wake FC. But if you can find a way to score twice and pick up 3, you're just 1 point behind the division leader and tied with 2 other teams in second. Far sideline, Tobacco Road in control. They're going to mishandle it out of bounds. We're going to get a substitution in. And that gives us a chance here to welcome back Wake FC President Robert Eimers. Robert, great to have you back.
Great to be back. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. We've had a very tightly contested game here, and it's been an exciting one.
It's been going back and forth, back and forth. Lots of adjustments by both teams. I like how we're playing our back line, moving up, very aggressive style.
And they're getting to that point now in the game where they need to put some pressure on it and create a few more opportunities down 1.
Absolutely.
We'll get a free kick here for Tobacco Road as they move it along the back line, looking for somewhere to attack. But that's something that I think Wake has done a great job of tonight. Is you've seen a lot of play on the back line for Tobacco Road because there's nowhere to move it forward.
Absolutely. And notice our back line keeps on pressuring their strikers to come up. So it's kind of hurting their ability to do these long balls in.
Well, and credit to that defensive line as well, because Matthew Constant went down early in the game and hasn't been able to return.
Absolutely. They've been a wall for the last 60 minutes.
We're closing in on the final 15. We've seen a much more balanced second half in terms of possession. It was a lot of defending for Wake in the first. They've done a good job of countering and creating some offensive momentum here in the second, though.
They have, and I like to see that they're sticking with it. Great. Here's a good opportunity.
Here's Bros from the top of the box, plays it into the middle, still loose. Ado pokes it along. Shad rolls it through, but it's stolen away in Tobacco Road. is able to clear it out of danger. And that seems to be that last piece that they can't quite put together to finish it right now, but another good opportunity.
Yeah. A little point of fact, Declan Brose was the first player to score the first goal for Wake FC. Just a little bit of background. Always good to see him out there.
We'll get a foul called, and it looks like as the official reaches into his pocket, it's also going to be a yellow. We'll get another look at it here on the replay. But this is going to be a dangerous free kick coming for Tobacco Road. That was a pretty easy whistle. I think the ball didn't quite come at the pace that was expected there, and you end up in a little bit of a vulnerable position.
Yeah. This is definitely a dangerous spot.
So this will be an important situation to defend for Wake. They've got a couple guys in a wall to aid Caulfield here, but the majority bunched up at the top of the 18-yard box on the far post. Here's the service, flicked onward by Gallardo, the tall defender, but not on frame, and it'll be another goal kick for Caulfield.
31, Bailey O'Connor for number 12, Nami Nantuku.
So Tuku coming out for Wake FC, and they'll get some fresh legs in for the final 15.
It's a hot, hot human night here in Ting.
And I would imagine down on the field in particular, I've felt pretty comfortable up here. I think it's been a pretty good day for soccer. But, of course, anytime you're in North Carolina, there's going to be some humidity to deal with, and we've seen some players have to stretch out cramping during the course of this game.
Well, the turf is about 5 to 6 degrees hotter than the air.
Tobacco Road in control, all the way back to the keeper, Zach Scott. And he'll play it forward through the air off the head of Teller for Wake FC as they reverse the direction of play momentarily. And you can see that energy level coming up. There's a Wake player stepping in immediately as soon as the ball changes hands. All the way across on the near side, Matthew Cutler. Well defended, but still possessed by Patron. Into the middle, stolen away by Pinto, and a chance to counter for Wake FC. The most recent entrant into the game, Riley O'Connor, moves it forward for Ado. Played through down the near sideline, Brose. He'll be shielded off nicely by William Ramirez. Goal kick coming up for Tobacco Road. Substitution coming in for Tobacco Road. But an important 13 minutes here for Wake FC. This has been a team in Tobacco Road. You look at these two teams down at the bottom, and it's been a very tight division all year. When you look at just 4 points separating Wake FC from NCFC at the top of the division right now. But these two teams have matched up really well here together tonight, and it's been very, very good soccer despite the fact that they're lower down in the standings.
Absolutely. I mean, I think many of these players have played against each other since they're 10 years old. So this isn't the first time they've seen each other.
You can definitely tell there's a little history going back looking at the box score from the game at Tobacco Road. It was a pretty physical one from what it looked like. Now a chance moving along with it. Aluayan has it poked away, and now Tobacco Road will take back over. And you're seeing they're not completely letting off, but it certainly looks like they're trying to drain a little bit of the clock and force Wake FC to force the pace.
They're definitely playing a lot of possession going back into the defensive line.
On a mistake on the ball to the near side, out of play. It'll give the ball back to Wake FC on a throw. And they're going to restart it quickly. Into the 79th minute now. And it's been a 1-goal lead for Tobacco Road now for about 50 minutes of play. Up through the middle, Braden Teller to the far sideline for Brose. Back for Teller. Good possession here for Wake FC. Teller down the sideline for Fronger. Just outside the 18-yard box. Fronger still in control. Plays it back into the middle. Trapped down. And a shot goes over the top. Off the foot of Pa Aluan. One of the better opportunities of this game. I get a substitution. Andy Lopez entering, taking over for Devin Pavon. And to get some extra legs out there, maybe to take a little bit of time off that clock as well here in the final 10 minutes. Now we'll get another substitution on the Wake FC side. Devin Bumponi coming in, and he will take the place of Pa Aluan. Zach Scott ready to serve this one back into play. As we're down to the final 10 minutes of regulation. We'll get some stoppage time, but it's probably not going to be much. Even with a goal in the first half, there was only 1 minute of stoppage time. And with a game that hasn't really seen any major delays in the second half with no goals, it may be just 1 minute again if things don't change here late in this contest. Tobacco Road has control. Just across half, it's Cutler. Played forward for the recently entering Andy Lopez. Lopez moves it forward, looking for Patron, and it's deflected away, but still a chance for Tobacco Road, and it's curled wide. And down face first on the turf for Tobacco Road. The shooter on that one, number 14, Paul Manels. Had a good chance there to seal the victory for Tobacco Road. So Wake FC another opportunity here. Played on the ground, Adams to O'Connor. Now Pinto. It's on Pinto moving forward. Still a little tentative from Wake FC. You have to up the pace here to get a chance on goal. Shad launches one forward, and it's headed back on goal, and well handled by Zach Scott. The intention was good. It was just where that ball ended up landing that made it awkward and almost dangerous for Zach Scott and Tobacco Road. But they dodged that bullet, and Possess is moving it forward. Bryce Niconia moved forward. Pinto stalls that out, and it'll be rolled back to Caulfield. Wake FC in possession. Cyrus Rad for Rayleigh O'Connor. O'Connor with time and space moves forward. The defense collapsing on him. He'll find Shot. Far sideline. Now furthered for Mark Fronger. Fronger pressured hard by Masuka, who will eventually clear it up that side, and Tobacco Road takes back over. The clock continuing to bleed away. 7.5 minutes to go before we hit stoppage time. Still a 1-0 lead for Tobacco Road FC. Played through the middle. Niconia trying to get to it. He's shielded off by Teller, and it's off of Teller and out of bounds. He disagrees with the call, but it'll be a throw-in for Tobacco Road FC here. Niconia set to take it, and he'll put it back in. Dropped all the way back to the defense. And Tobacco Road, I think, going to just run some clock here. They moved it basically from even with the 18-yard box all the way back to their keeper, Scott. And they're just going to reset. Zach Scott again. To the far sideline. Oh, and it just looks like Tobacco Road is finding bigger and bigger gaps in the Wake FC formation, and they're not having much trouble possessing. Matthew Cutler rolled to the middle, stolen away by Kyle Adams. He'll drop it back for Caulfield to boot away. But out of the air, Fronger can't control Tobacco Road. Ping-pongs it back to the Wake FC back line. Kyle Adams up for O'Connor. Now Hassan Pinto, 6 minutes to play. Up to half on the near sideline. Trapped down by Declan Brose. He'll play it over the top. Great opportunity coming here, and it's offsides. And the Wake sideline is furious. David Bumponi made a beautiful run. And we'll see what kind of look we get at where he was positioned when this ball was hit. He's not in the screen, but that certainly looked onside. There's not a great angle of it there. He was kind of half on, half off the screen. You see on that replay, but where he was, and I mean, there's no way to reverse it at this point, but where he was, he certainly looked onside. So a great chance for Wake FC. And Wake will send in another substitution. Francis Ado coming out. Under 5 minutes left before we hit stoppage time now. Launched upfield. Headed back out by Teller. Controlled by Wake FC. Mark Fronger up the far sideline, and it'll be cleared away. Off the throw, Wake loses possession. Tobacco Road back in control. To the near sideline, they possess Matthew Cutler. He'll just play it long off of the defender Adams and out of bounds. An unfortunate bounce for Wake, who will give it back. Cutler to restart play. Tossed in for Patron. Back to Cutler. Brose trying to force the issue. The sense of urgency continuing to ramp up as the time bleeds down. Tobacco Road still possessing. Straight through the middle. Beautiful move. And now it's outside for Ludovic Roca. Now Patron lobs in a cross, and it's headed away by Teller. Not out of danger yet. And the shot goes over the top. A little high five from Caulfield to Teller as they combine to deny that shot. And a huge stop. You get another look at it. Trapped down, and you see, looks like it's actually Teller who got a piece of it. That's the acknowledgement from Caulfield. But a big stop for Wake FC to keep them in this one late. Long ball. Trapped down nicely by Vincent Gallardo. And he'll rainbow one back upfield. Wake FC clears it out of play for a throw. 87 minutes down, 3 to go. Plus maybe a little bit of stoppage time, but it's not going to be much. Again, based on what we saw in the first half, I would imagine we're looking at just 1 minute in the second half. Of course, now we've got a player down. And Wake FC is not happy with this. And it looks like, I'm still waiting to see the number to tell you exactly who it is. It looks like number 4, William Ramirez. And from a long way away, it looked like he got stepped on. But he is back on his feet, still has his hands on his knees, but he'll be all right. And he'll restart play. We're through 88 minutes now. Low liner played upfield. Tobacco Road still in control. But they'll have to retreat back into their defensive third. Zach Scott with it. He'll clear it up to half. Adams with the challenge for Wake FC. It'll roll out of play, and they'll say it was off of Adams last. So a throw in for Tobacco Road FC. Matthew Cutler to take it. Controlled by Tobacco Road. Roca through the middle. Challenge from behind. We're going to get another foul. Wow, this one actually will go against Tobacco Road. And the Wake FC player Still down. That was Mark Fronger. He'll be all right, staying in the game. 1 minute left before we hit stoppage time. Caulfield to take the free kick. Plays it forward on the ground, controlled for Cyrus Rad. Rad over the top, looking for Bumponi. He'll track it down on the goal line. Trapped down in the near corner. Steps past one defender. Still working on the goal line, and he forces a corner. Big chance for Wake FC. They're going to move everybody for it. Played in quickly. On the short corner, the cross in, denied, and Tobacco Road takes control. Racing forward, Brown Aconia. Aconia plays it off of the defender. Bros dropped all the way back where Matthew Cutler clears it out. Still haven't heard the stoppage time. There'll be 3 minutes of stoppage time. We're into it now, which is a little bit surprising with just 1 minute in the first half and no goals here in the second. But certainly Wake SC will take any extra time they're given, trying to even this thing up. Tobacco Road off the throw and loose control, and now a clearance attempt that goes a little wrong is taken down by Declan Bros. Drop back for O'Connor. Now to Pinto at half. O'Connor again. Long ball to the far sideline. And it's out of control for Braden Teller, as he couldn't trap down the long ball. And he'll attack down in the corner. Foul will be called on Teller, and a free kick for Tobacco Road. Get another look at that challenge down in the corner. And there's really no option left for Wake FC. You've got to force the issue, create some contact, and hope that you can cleanly poke it loose and make something happen. Just about halfway through the stoppage time now. Only going to be a couple more attempts here for Wake FC to even this thing up. And right now, Tobacco Road in control, and they'll maintain control as they knock it off a hand of the defender O'Connor. Wake had taken back possession, but it'll be a free kick now. It'll come from just inside of half. 2 minutes of stoppage time gone now. Just 1 minute left here in this game tonight, finishing up the doubleheader. Wake FC's women with a 3-0 win earlier. The men would love to finish this on a high note and tie it up with a goal late. Tobacco Road, though, on the attack. Far sideline, looking to cross it in. Pinto defending. Stays tight on his man and gets the steal. This is going to be the last chance to counter for Wake FC. Moved up top, chested down, and it's Mark Fronger in transition. Fronger still through the middle, weaves past the defense, into the box. He's tripped up, and they'll play on. They said the tackle got the ball. And that might have been the last chance. Still some time left. We're down to the final seconds of stoppage time, but Wake's got to move it forward quickly, and we've got a foul called, and that will likely be it. Get another look at the run from Frogger. Beautiful play to cut past a couple of defenders. And then into the box. That's a pretty good challenge. Ball stopped. The player kept going. That was a pretty good challenge, I thought, from the defense of Tobacco Road. They'll get one more scoring chance. Blocked at the defense by Cyrus Rad. Cleared up and possessed by Tobacco Road. We're over 3 minutes of stoppage time now. And it looks like we're going to continue at least momentarily. There's the whistle. And Tobacco Road takes home the victory in the final game of the doubleheader. Final count, Tobacco Road 1, Wake FC 0. A couple of great chances for Wake. They just couldn't put it home, and they fall now to a record of 3-5-2. They've lost 5 of their last 6 with the win. Tobacco Road now 3-6-1. 10 points in the standings, just 1 point behind Wake FC now, and they end a 4-game losing streak. Next time that you'll hear from Wake FC will be here at Ting Park a week from today, a 7 p.m. kick against Lionsbridge FC, and that's the next time we'll be on the air. Again, that's Saturday, a 7 p.m. kick against Lionsbridge FC. But we're done for tonight. A 1-0 final, Tobacco Road over Wake FC.